We'll be better next year when she's a little mature, but we're here trying to fulfil a dream and win an Oaks thing. We race fillies, our own fillies basically, and it'll be a lovely race to try and win.
So, Ros, your owner-trainers, it's very much a family affair?
Yes, that's right. We do most of it ourselves, feed them, work them at home.
And what about Christy? A day off school?
Yes, the principal said she was allowed.
Now, what about the going out there? It is dead for the Oaks. Is that going to help Dolvite?
We hope so. We believe she handles it. She appears to in track work, so we're here hoping.
And is this the biggest race of your lives?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is a race we sort of dream about winning, and it'd be lovely to pull it off.
It's a nice long price.
Certainly is.
It would be lovely to pull it off, to be standing there on the dais.
It wasn't bad. She was midfield and she moved up to join the leaders. She just weakened towards the finish, so the 2,500 may be a little worried.
And the bottom one, 17 Dolvite, to be ridden by Noel Callow, was a 100-to-1 chance here in the Wakeful Stakes and finished 7th. But it's worth keeping in mind she was only about 3 lengths from the winner.
That's true, but I thought she had every chance to run down the winners there, but no, I couldn't be on Dolvite here.
Jen, traditionally the Oaks has been in event on day 3 of the carnival. We're about to find out, because these fillies are being loaded into the stalls, and there's one of Lee Friedman's 2 runners in Captiva. Interestingly enough, Lee has never won an Oaks Stakes, despite the fact that he's taken all before him in recent years. Of course, 2 Melbourne Cup victories, but he hasn't had too many runners in the Oaks, and Captiva and Northwood Plume certainly giving him a great chance of taking his first Oaks Stakes victory here at Flemington this afternoon. Big field there. You can see it's only a very short run down to the first turn from our camera. At the turn out of the straight, they've only got some 200 and a bit metres to get to the first turn. And those fillies that are drawn out wide, like Northwood Plume, are just going to have to be ridden up. Dream of the dance in the early stages. They either go up or go back. Johnny Letzer's down there, and he's got Ladybird Blue beside him. And how the fillies behaved down at the barrier, John? I noticed Preview was a little upset in the mounting yard.
She was a little upset, Pete, but other than that, most of them are pretty well behaved and pretty relaxed. Captiva looks terrific. Ladybird Blue looks very well. But they're very relaxed while the fillies. I think they know they've got to go 2,500, and that's the way they're sort of treating the race. Looking at them from down here, Captiva is the pick of it. Northwood Plume looks very well. She's nice and relaxed, but I couldn't say there was really one that was sort of upset about the situation. The only one is the horse going in now, Always for Sale. She's got a little over in Adelaide.
All right, John.
But
just having a few problems with Johnny Letzer's microphone down there behind the stalls, but you heard his comments. Just before they jump in the Oaks, let's have a last look at the tape with Dan and Gary.
Northwood Plume 470, Euphoria 740, Captiva 510, Wild Thunder 1290, Bichette number 9 is at around the $15 mark, and given some sort of a chance, Ladybird Blue 1320, Preview 1430, Dolvite the outsider of the field. Gaz, a fairly even bunch of fillies, but will the Group 1 fillies form hold up here, do you think?
Oh, I think so. Look, I like Northwood Plume. The form around is enormous through Blevick. I thought Danarani looked very well, and the other one I liked, Euphoria. I thought its run was very good, and it certainly settled up very well today. I marked them 1, 2, 3 and 5. I've boxed those 4.
They certainly have had the form around them during the spring, those 4 horses that you mentioned.
Yeah, and Danarani, I thought she was just ridden a little bit close the other day. I wouldn't be surprised if they ride her back a bit today, and she'll come home a little bit.
Now that's Talaga going up to the line. Shaquille is still away, so too is Bichette, but there's only a couple to move up for the Crown Oaks of 1994.
You've only got a run of about 150 metres before you get on this big sweeping turn here just past the winning post. You've either got to kick up early or drop back, and often if you kick up you can be trapped wide and your horse is working right around that big corner, and it's not a good idea. You know, if you just drop them over and take your chances, you've got a long way to go in this race to get a run through the field.
2,500 metres. A lot of fillies can often be suspect at the distance, so early in their racing careers. Bichette goes up, and they're all set now for the Oaks. Ready to go. Light is on. And they're off and racing. Dolvite a little sluggish out, so too as Always for Sale, and Shaquille is dragged in behind them early. Eloquent Whisper is looking for the early lead and probably will get there too, with Euphoria driving up with Marathon, Dream of the Dance. Preview, Danarani's going to settle in about 7th placing with Northwood Plume around it, but still wide. Then Captiva, Wild Thunder, Ladybird Blue. Our Sacrifice, Bichette, Always for Sale, Centika, Talaga, Shaquille and Dolvite. 2,000 metres to go and Eloquent Whisper in control. Leads a length and a half, Marathon and Dream of the Dance, and Northwood Plume is striding up 3 wide, but she'll have to go forward. Then Euphoria 5th on the inside of Preview. Danarani on the outside of Wild Thunder, 2 lengths to Captiva. Then Ladybird Blue, Bichette next on the outside of Our Sacrifice, and then came Always for Sale. One away then to Talaga, followed by Centika, Dolvite and Shaquille last of all. 1,600 metres to travel. Eloquent Whisper in front of the Crown Oaks. A length and a half to Northwood Plume and Bichette sliding forward out 3 wide. Then Marathon 4th, Dream of the Dance was 5th and Wild Thunder 6th the inside. Then the grey Preview, she's up a lot closer today. Euphoria on the outside of Danarani, 1 to Captiva. A length away Lady Blue Boo and about 3/4 of a length to Dolvite. Our Sacrifice Always for Sale. Talaga 3rd last from Centika and Shaquille last of all at the 1,200 metre mark now. And Eloquent Whisper is the leader, about 2 lengths in front. Bichette was 2nd and a half a length to Marathon. Preview 4th, 3/4 to Northwood Plume. They were followed down on the inside by Wild Thunder. Dream of the Dance outside it, then Danarani Euphoria. Ladybird Blue got up on the inside of Captiva. Dolvite 3 wide and then Always for Sale. Our Sacrifice next, and then Talaga, Centika and Shaquille last of all. At the 800 metre point, the long shot in front, Eloquent Whisper leads about 3 lengths now to Bichette. Then Preview in 3rd place, and Euphoria taking off with Dream of the Dance, and now the runs are coming. Followed by Northwood Plume, Preview, Captiva and Dolvite to the outside. 500 metres to go, it's Eloquent Whisper in front of Bichette. Northwood Plume runs into it with Euphoria and also Captiva on the outside. 400 to go and Northwood Plume took the lead. Euphoria out after it, then Wild Thunder, Captiva down the outside. Inside the 300, Northwood Plume kicked away. Euphoria can't go on. Wild Thunder, Captiva battling on. Northwood Plume in front for Damien Oliver. She's 2 lengths clear of Wild Thunder. Then came Captiva. Northwood Plume in front. Wild Thunder, they won't get to her. And Northwood Plume, a very pretty ride, Damien Oliver, and a very classy filly. Northwood Plume wins the Oaks, a length and a half to Wild Thunder. Captiva in 3rd, Danarani 4th. And I have a suspicion she didn't have a lot of luck because she got to the post okay. Always for Sale next to then Shaquille, followed by Talaga, Ladybird Blue. Marathon, Eloquent Whisper, Bichette, followed by Our Sacrifice, Dolvite, Centika, Dream of the Dance. And Euphoria's run 2nd last, looked a big chance in the turn.